Imagine paying a tax every single day without ever seeing a bill. Not income tax, not sales tax, a hidden tax quietly draining your money through higher prices, fees, inflation, and systems designed to make you spend more. You won't see it on your receipt, you won't vote on it, and most people never even realize it exists. But by the end of this video, you'll understand how this invisible tax works, why it costs the average person thousands of dollars every year, and how you can stop losing money without realizing it. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it again.
You probably think you know what taxes are. Income tax, sales tax, property tax, the ones that hit your paycheck or your receipts. But what if I told you there's a hidden tax you pay every single day, and most people don't even realize it? This is not on your receipt, it doesn't show up in your paycheck, and yet it quietly drains your money, affects your choices, and even shapes your lifestyle. Most people assume taxes are obvious. You see them, you know them, you plan for them. But hidden taxes are sneaky. They hide in plain sight, embedded in the price of goods, the structure of your subscriptions, and the fees you rarely question. And the kicker? These taxes aren't passed down to the government alone. They're passed down to you in ways that limit your wealth without you noticing. Let's start simple. Imagine you buy a $5 coffee every morning. Seems harmless, right? But if that same coffee is priced higher because of hidden costs baked into production, transportation, and overheads, costs you don't see, those are hidden taxes. They're not illegal, they're just built into the system. And multiply that over months, years, and decades, and you're paying thousands extra without realizing it. One of the most common hidden taxes is inflation. Inflation acts like a stealth tax on your purchasing power. Prices rise, but wages often lag behind. If you earned $50,000 last year and prices rose 5%, your effective buying power has dropped without a single tax notice. Inflation doesn't require a government form. It silently eats at your money every day, just like a hidden tax.
Then there are banking fees, overdraft fees, monthly maintenance fees, transaction fees. You might pay $10 here, $35 there. Individually, they seem minor, but most Americans spend hundreds annually on fees alone. This is money that could have been invested, saved, or spent on something you actually value. And because it's automatic and invisible, it feels normal. That's the trick. Hidden taxes feel like routine costs, not something you can fight. Even your loyalty programs can act as a hidden tax. Think about it. You buy products to earn points or rewards, but those programs often encourage you to spend more than necessary. The price you pay is slightly inflated to account for rewards, which you may never fully redeem. It's a subtle tax on your decision-making, cleverly disguised as a perk. So the question is, are you aware of how much these hidden taxes are costing you? Most people aren't. And the reason they remain hidden is simple. They're embedded in the systems you use every day. They're built into the economy itself. And by understanding them, you can start reclaiming money that has been quietly leaving your wallet for years. In the next part, we'll explore some more surprising hidden taxes you encounter daily, beyond inflation, fees, and loyalty programs. You'll start to see the invisible mechanisms draining your money without you ever signing a form or receiving a bill.
We've talked about the basics. Now let's dive deeper into the hidden taxes hiding in your everyday life. First, let's talk about subscription services. Streaming platforms, cloud storage, apps, they all seem affordable individually, but when you stack them together, the hidden tax becomes glaring. Many subscriptions come with automatic renewals, hidden service fees, or add-ons that quietly increase your monthly bills. And here's the kicker. Even when you cancel, some services might prorate or charge hidden cancellation fees. Over a year, these small fees can add up to hundreds of dollars or even thousands, especially if you're not tracking them carefully. Then there's convenience pricing. You've seen it. Gas stations charge extra for credit cards, stores charge extra for fast checkout, or delivery services add small fees that seem negligible. Individually, they're minor. Collectively, they're a hidden tax on your convenience. And it's not just a random markup, it's a business strategy to exploit human impatience. They know most people would rather pay a small fee than waste 10 minutes, and they've built a hidden tax around that behavioral pattern. Another hidden tax is hidden in credit cards and loans. Interest rates, late fees, hidden APR adjustments. Many people underestimate how much they're paying beyond the headline rate. Consider a $1,000 credit card balance at 24% interest. Even if you make small monthly payments, interest compounds, and you can end up paying hundreds extra over time. The system is designed to extract as much as possible while keeping it legal. Insurance is another subtle tax trap. Car, health, and home insurance premiums often include hidden administrative fees or high deductibles that inflate the effective cost. You're paying not just for coverage, but for the inefficiencies baked into the system. And these hidden costs aren't optional. They're mandatory if you want to avoid larger financial risk.
Finally, let's not forget government-imposed hidden taxes beyond the obvious. For example, regulatory fees on utilities, environmental levies on fuel, or tariffs on imported goods. These are technically legal taxes, but they're hidden because they're embedded in prices, making it nearly impossible to see exactly what portion of your payment goes to the government versus production costs. The common thread? Hidden taxes exploit invisibility, routine, and small increments. Individually, they don't hurt. Collectively, they drain your finances silently, teaching you to accept losses as normal. Recognizing them is the first step toward reclaiming control. In the next part, we'll break down the psychology behind hidden taxes and why humans are so prone to paying them without complaint. Understanding this will empower you to make smarter financial choices every day. To understand why hidden taxes exist, you have to understand human psychology. Most hidden costs rely on one simple fact. People are far more sensitive to large, visible losses than they are to small, invisible ones. If the government suddenly charged you an extra $1,000 tax tomorrow, you'd be outraged. But if that same $1,000 disappeared slowly through small fees, price increases, and subscription creep throughout the year, you might barely notice. This is known in behavioral economics as salami slicing. Instead of taking one big chunk, companies and systems slice off tiny pieces over time. Each slice feels insignificant, but together they form a massive total. Another psychological factor is decision fatigue. Every day you make hundreds of small decisions: what to eat, what to buy, what emails to open, what bills to pay. Hidden taxes take advantage of this mental exhaustion. When you're tired or distracted, you're far less likely to question a $3 service fee or a $2 processing charge. Think about online checkout pages. You click Buy Now, and suddenly the total jumps. Shipping fee, processing fee, platform fee, convenience fee. By the time you see the final price, you've already mentally committed to the purchase. Backing out would require extra effort, so most people just accept it. Another reason hidden taxes work so well is normalization. When a fee becomes common, people stop questioning it. For example, airline ticket prices used to include baggage. Today, baggage fees are normal. Seat selection fees are normal. Even printing a boarding pass at the airport can cost money. None of these were standard decades ago, but once consumers accepted them, they became part of the system. Then there's the illusion of small numbers. A $4.99 monthly fee sounds tiny, but over a year, that's about $60. Over a decade, that's $600 before any price increases. Multiply that across several services, and suddenly you're spending thousands. The hidden tax isn't just financial, it's behavioral engineering. Companies design pricing structures to influence how you perceive value. They break costs into smaller pieces because smaller numbers trigger less resistance. Even governments sometimes rely on this principle. Instead of increasing a large, visible tax, they introduce small surcharges or regulatory fees embedded into prices. Consumers rarely notice the difference, but collectively, these small charges generate billions in revenue. Another psychological trick is friction reduction. Hidden taxes are easiest to collect when payment is automatic.
Subscription renewals, auto-pay bills, and digital wallets remove the physical act of paying. When you don't feel the transaction, you're less aware of the cost. Think about the difference between paying cash and swiping a card. Studies consistently show people spend more when they don't physically see the money leaving their hands. Digital payments amplify this effect even further. The result is a system where money leaves your account quietly, automatically, and repeatedly, not through one large payment, but through dozens of tiny invisible drains. And that's exactly why hidden taxes are so powerful. Because once you understand the psychology behind them, you start noticing them everywhere. But awareness alone isn't enough. In the next section, we'll uncover some of the largest hidden taxes most people completely overlook, costs that quietly steal thousands from your future wealth. While small fees and subscriptions slowly chip away at your finances, there are larger hidden taxes that can quietly cost you far more over time. One of the biggest is inflation combined with low-interest savings. Imagine you keep $10,000 in a bank account earning 1% interest. Sounds safe, right? But if inflation is running at 5%, your money is effectively losing 4% of its purchasing power every year. That means after a decade, your $10,000 might still say $10,000 in your bank account, but it will buy significantly less. This is often called the inflation tax. It's not something you vote on, it's not printed on your bank statement, yet it quietly reduces your wealth year after year. Another massive hidden tax comes from middlemen in supply chains. Every time a product changes hands from manufacturer to distributor to retailer, each step adds a markup. These markups cover costs, profit margins, and operational expenses. By the time the product reaches you, the final price can be several times the original production cost. Consumers rarely see this chain, but they ultimately pay for every layer. Housing is another example. Rising housing costs aren't just about property value. They include hidden costs like property management fees, financing costs, insurance requirements, and regulatory compliance expenses. All of these are bundled into rent or mortgage payments.
Many tenants are indirectly paying for taxes, maintenance reserves, and administrative overhead without realizing it. Healthcare is perhaps one of the most complex hidden tax systems in the modern economy. Administrative costs, insurance billing systems, pharmaceutical pricing structures, and regulatory compliance all add layers of cost. Patients rarely see the full breakdown, but they feel the impact through premiums, deductibles, and medication prices. Then there's something even more subtle: time taxes. Every hour you spend dealing with bureaucracy, waiting on customer service, filling out paperwork, or navigating complicated systems is time you could have spent earning money or improving your life. Time is the one resource you can never recover, and systems that waste your time are effectively taxing your life. When economists analyze productivity losses caused by inefficient systems, the numbers are staggering. Billions of hours are lost every year to processes that could be simpler, but aren't. Why? Because complexity often benefits the institutions running the system. The more complicated something becomes, the harder it is for consumers to push back. Hidden taxes thrive in environments where transparency is low and complexity is high. And that brings us to the most important question of all. If hidden taxes are everywhere, is there anything you can actually do about them? The answer is yes. While you can't eliminate every hidden cost, you can significantly reduce how much they impact your life. In the final part of this video, we'll explore practical strategies to minimize hidden taxes and protect your money. Now that you've seen how hidden taxes operate, the next step is learning how to defend yourself against them. The first and most powerful tool is awareness. Most hidden taxes survive because people don't notice them. The moment you start paying attention to small fees, pricing structures, and recurring charges, you begin reclaiming control. Start by reviewing your monthly expenses. Look for subscriptions you rarely use. Many people discover they're paying for streaming services, apps, or memberships they completely forgot about. Canceling just a few of these can save hundreds of dollars per year. Next, question convenience fees. Delivery services, fast checkout options, and premium upgrades often add small costs that accumulate over time. Whenever possible, choose the slower or standard option. Those few extra minutes can translate into real financial savings. Another key strategy is reducing high-interest debt. Credit card interest is one of the most expensive hidden taxes you can pay. By aggressively paying down high-interest balances, you eliminate a major financial drain that compounds against you. You should also evaluate where your money is stored. If inflation is consistently higher than your savings interest rate, your purchasing power is shrinking. Exploring investments or higher yield savings options can help offset this hidden loss.
Then there's negotiation. Many people don't realize how negotiable certain bills are. Internet providers, insurance companies, and service providers often offer discounts if you simply ask or compare competitors. A single phone call can sometimes reduce a bill by 10–20%. Next, simplify your financial life. The more complicated your systems become, the easier it is for hidden costs to slip through unnoticed. Fewer accounts, fewer services, and clearer budgeting make hidden taxes easier to detect. And finally, remember that time is money. Whenever possible, automate processes that save time, but remain aware of the costs involved. The goal is balance, saving time without paying unnecessary hidden fees. Hidden taxes will never completely disappear. They are deeply embedded in modern economic systems. But the difference between people who struggle financially and those who build wealth often comes down to awareness and discipline. The more you recognize these invisible drains, the more control you gain over your financial future. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful financial strategy isn't just making more money, it's keeping more of the money you already earn. And that starts by exposing the hidden tax you've been paying every single day.